The Taliban. Terrorists with an air force. There's a popular video circulating that shows Taliban jihadis driving one of the Black Hawk helicopters provided to them by the U.S. military, free of charge, no permit required. Notice I said driving, not flying. They drive the Black Hawk around the runway because they don't know how to fly it yet. They could always make some of the pilots from the Afghan National Defense and Security Forces show them how to fly their new helicopters and planes, or get some help from other countries. But helicopters and planes require a lot of upkeep, mechanics, replacement parts, and so on, so it's not clear how much long-term value these aircraft will provide. But Taliban jihadis do know how to shoot rifles and grenade launchers and drive Humvees, and they now have a ton of these, the BBC reports. A video recently posted on social media showed Taliban fighters looking on as an iconic piece of U.S. materiel, military hardware, a Black Hawk helicopter, was piloted across Kandahar Airport. The four-blade multi-purpose aircraft was just taxiing on the tarmac, but the exercise sent a message to the world. The Taliban were no longer a group of ragtag soldiers wielding Kalashnikov assault rifles on battered pickup trucks. Elsewhere, since the fall of Kabul on August 15th to the hardline Islamist group, the Taliban's fighters have been pictured showing off a host of U.S.-made weaponry and vehicles. So, American singing, dancing, sports, clothing, and movies, bad. American equipment for killing, good. Some of them were seen in complete combat gear in social media posts and couldn't be distinguished from other special forces from across the world. There was no characteristic long beard or traditional salwar kameez outfit, and certainly no rusted weapons. They looked the part. They seized these weapons after troops from the Afghan National Defense and Security Forces surrendered one city after the other. Some on social media said this made the Taliban the only extremist group with an air force. The Taliban may be the only Islamic extremist group with an air force, but all Islamic extremist groups have a time machine. It'll send your country right back to the 7th century. How many aircraft does the Taliban have? The Afghan Air Force was operating 167 aircraft, including attack helicopters and planes, at the end of June, according to a report by the U.S.-based Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction, SIGAR. Here are the kinds of aircraft the Afghan Air Force had. Some of them were seized by the Taliban. Some were flown to other locations before the Taliban could get them. Again, not sure how much use the Taliban will get out of its new Air Force, but who needs planes when you've got an all-American arsenal? While there are questions over the Taliban's air power, experts agree that they have the experience to handle sophisticated guns, rifles, and vehicles, and there are plenty of those in Afghanistan. Between 2003 and 2016, the U.S. unloaded a huge amount of military hardware on the Afghan forces it fought alongside. 358,530 rifles of different makes, more than 64,000 machine guns, 25,327 grenade launchers, and 22,174 Humvees, all-terrain vehicles, according to the U.S. Government Accountability Report. After NATO forces ended their combat role in 2014, the Afghan army was tasked with securing the country. As it struggled to counter the Taliban, the U.S. provided more equipment and replaced aging military gear. It supplied nearly 20,000 M16 rifles in 2017 alone. In subsequent years, it contributed at least 3,598 M4 rifles and 3,012 Humvees, among other equipment, to Afghan security forces between 2017 and 2021, according to SIGAR. Taliban jihadis were given no background checks whatsoever for any of these guns. Jihadis apparently have more rights than I do. Here are some Taliban jihadis on one of their new Humvees. These guys have thousands of Humvees, but they still pile on top of one like clowns at a circus piling on top of a Volkswagen Bug. So these are now some very, very well-equipped terrorists. No more Kalashnikovs, they've got M16s. No more broken down pickup trucks being pulled by donkeys, they've got Humvees. No more frequent flyer miles on Muhammad's magic flying horse, they've got their own airplanes and helicopters. No more hiding in caves, they run the entire country. I can just imagine Osama bin Laden looking up from the lowest pit of hell, where he's clinging to the hair on Satan's back, seeing all that the Taliban has accomplished and saying to himself, wow, these Taliban guys are going to kill a lot of people before they come join me. Thanks, America. You may have shot me in the head and dumped my body in the ocean, but man, you built me one heck of an army.
You just backfired on me. You just backfired on me. This is a part of a religion. There's a reason to it. Yeah?